The No Surprises Act went into effect on January 1st of 2022. It included some historic consumer protections to try to stop some of those surprise medical bills consumers were getting. We're taking a closer look at just one of those protections today, some of the protections for the uninsured. If you are uninsured, the No Surprises Act tells us that upon request, the hospital has to tell you how much your treatment will cost. This is called a good faith estimate. It should include any related third-party bills, and the provider is generally bound by the estimate that they provide to you. And there are some parameters on that, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But this is how it generally works. The provider will ask a patient coming into the facility whether they have insurance, and they'll inform them of the right to have a good faith estimate if they are uninsured, or self-pay if they're not going to be using the insurance that they currently have. The estimate has to have some basis in reality. And although most of the No Surprises Act is concerned with insured patients, this good faith estimate portion applies primarily to people who are uninsured. It does not, however, apply to emergency care. Here is one magic number to watch for. $400. Now remember, we said they have to have a basis in reality for the estimate, and that generally means that providers can't exceed a good faith estimate by over $400 without good reason. There are also some deadlines to keep in mind. This depends on how far in advance a procedure is scheduled. So let's say you have a procedure that is scheduled for more than 10 days in the future. Then your good faith estimate must be delivered within 3 days of your request for one. The closer you are to your procedure, this gets a little different. If your procedure is 3 days or more out, your good faith estimate should be delivered within 1 day of request. But if it's within 3 days, then no good faith estimate is required. That's too quick of a turnaround, according to the No Surprises Act. Now, notice is likely going to become part of the routine paperwork given to all patients. So when you sign in at a healthcare facility, it might in some standard paperwork say, oh, and you have your right to request a good faith estimate if you are uninsured. So we're letting patients know to start watching for that notice should they be admitted to a facility. Any inquiry about cost must be interpreted as a good faith estimate request. So then you do have those rights to stay within those parameters of how close that estimate can be to actual cost, and then to take some steps to remedy this if the estimate is way out of the ballpark of what you thought it would be. First way to do that is to call the new No Surprises Act hotline, and we put that phone number along with some other resources in the description below.